Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. Let's see, we got Rob and Goose and channel member Bob, channel member Gaten, Rex, Sergio, Donald, Arturo, Chris. Good to see everybody. Channel member Dan, channel member Tim, and Jan. Brand new members. Good to have you. Svenborn, Nikki, Ted, General Rush. Good to see you, sir. Darren, Rongamer. Glad to have everybody on the stream. And if you want to chat with me and say, hey, good morning, like all the other people like Michael and David and Francois, Mary, Helen, Jan, Rick, click the button over here, be a subscriber on the channel. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It unlocks the ability to chat on the live stream. And if you trust me and want to go deeper, you are welcome to pick up a channel membership and get deeper, more in-depth information. As one member said yesterday, he just posts random pictures, but some of the stuff is beneficial. There are some videos of what I expect for the top 10 tickers and some other videos, updates on various things in my life that maybe not so appropriate for just putting on the channel. So anyway, channel members get to go deeper. That's part of being part of the community. That's what this whole thing is about. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss, but past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Just because I get things right in the past, sometimes I get lucky, it doesn't mean I'll ever get it right again. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. Hopefully you're entertained. That's why all the other content. And it's not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, it's not what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. Just sharing some stuff that works for me. But if you need that personal financial advice, let's face it, nobody's going to take care of your money better than you. But if you want somebody to try, financial advisor, you got to hire and consult them. That's what you got to do. Now, coming up tomorrow. Man, we're already on Wednesday. Already halfway through the week again. And at least by the end of the day, we will be. And tomorrow we have, coming in the pre-markets, retail sales. This may be spicy. Right here, these are numbers to watch out for right here. This could create some volatility in the market. And it could be volatility up, could be volatility down, could be volatility just crazy, and we just not going anywhere. Volatility is a mixed blessing. A lot of people hear volatility and you think it's not necessarily. It can be. Volatility up and volatility down. Nobody did crap on my driveway. So I'll probably post an update about that. But anyway, those panels aren't cheap either. I looked it up. It was like $40 for a box. I mean, $40. 40 square feet was almost $200. And I think they're going to need two packs of 40 square feet just to patch what they put in there. That's just the material. Then they got to just pain in the butt. Then you got to get people to pull it up and clean it and get it smooth back out and put it back down. I mean, come on. Anyway, if you missed what happened yesterday, at the end of the video I showed off some damage that happened to my brand new driveway I put down. Me and my boys put down a driveway, and then somebody ripped it out, ripped a big hunk out of it. And so always great to come home. You're gonna pull into your driveway and you can't pull in because there's a giant gash, down into the sub base even. I was just like, what the fudge, man? What did somebody do? Anyway, got me off topic again. So there's a global tsunami with China dumping like 5 trillion won, maybe as much as 12 trillion won when they do the whole mortgage thing and the interest rate adjustments for existing mortgages and second mortgages. And then putting up money just for people to borrow and buy stocks, go long. When you look at the 5 trillion won, you look at the other stimulus packages, you look at the U.S. cutting rates by 0.5 percentage point and freeing up that cash. You look at all the global liquidity things that are going on right now. We potentially have some crazy inflation shock imminent. All right. The liquidity tsunami, all this stuff just kind of started, right? And all this stimulus, if you will, economic stimulus has just kind of started. China hadn't really moved off the lows. although we got a little spike in their market and then it kind of taking it right back. But, you look at some of these charts here, we're seeing real wages growing positively. We're seeing government spending driving profits. What if government spending dries up? What if the Department of Government Efficiency cuts out a bunch of the government spending? Now, while it would be long-term good, short-term, it may be very, very bad and lead to the Greater Depression. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to pay more attention to what's being proposed here. So, profits have been a key driver of U.S. inflation. Right there. So we could have, circling back, all that stuff's awesome, right? Circling back, I talked about this over here. I've talked about this a lot. What if we go up here and then get the big? And what if this little dip right here is just a little dip, just a little bloop, and then inflation comes back. They ramp a bunch of stuff. Just think about it. How can we be wrong? Like what can surprise us? What can shock the market? All right, it's not being wrong to cost you money. It's staying wrong. Just think about what could. I like to play what could happen. All right, then I throw it out here for you all to think about. What could happen? Department of Government Efficiency comes in, cuts all the government spending. The government spending is what's been pushing us higher. Uh-oh. So, just throwing it out there. You can let me know in the chat. This is open conversation. I'd love to know if y'all think I'm onto something or I'm completely full of crap. Let me know. I sit here and look at this stuff and I'm like, what could happen? What could be the unintended consequences that nobody's thinking about? Right? So, anyway, I see this global tsunami coming, though. Right now, it's coming. The result is probably going to be inflation. Prices are probably going to go up again once this stimulus actually flows. Like, think about it. When during COVID, it didn't happen immediately. When they threw all that money into the market. All of a sudden you couldn't buy anything because nothing was in stock anywhere. But when you go look at the S&P over here, we had this big dip. They threw in trillions of dollars. And some say it was like $12 trillion all in. What was the result? That. With some epic inflation, right? And then we had the pullback. This is just easing off, but they didn't really pull any. They didn't really reduce the liquidity. This was kind of like interest rates were going up, but they were still handing out cash in the background. Like government spending still ramping up. That's just a little bit of correction off of this. But what if they cut the faucet off altogether after we get the big ramp? I mean, look, that was just a 50% retrace right there. Just a 50, basically a measured bounce, right? Wasn't the best measured bounce, but it was a measured bounce nonetheless. That low, that high, that low. This puts us up here. 61.70. 68.90. That's some potential upsides. All right. This party can keep going. We could even get up to, I think it's a little crazy to say, but we could even get up to like 7,800. This could be a blow off top, just right straight up. Everything's crazy. Everybody's like, yeah, go all in on the stock market. There's no way you can lose. And then, got to be careful, all right? We got to be aware, cautious of all this stuff. where could we be wrong? We could see a crazy outsized move that takes us 2,000 points higher, 50% higher in the market. That could be sitting there right in front of us. All right, don't get overly, Goose is like, oh, I don't see how we go higher from here. And he was just saying, I'm summarizing, but he was basically just saying that to me before I went live. What if it went 50% higher on this global liquidity? What if we did that? Right up into that Q1 to Q2 first half 2025? What if we did that? Are you positioned to take advantage of that? Hopefully you are. But what if we stop right here and do that? Are you prepared for that? You have it in your plan? What are the signs? Just waiting for me to say, hey, guess what? That's a good plan, but keep watching, keep subscribing, keep coming back for more. Be a channel member. I'll keep you abreast of the situation. But there you go. There you go. When I see it coming, believe me, we're beating the drum. I mean, this is a real possibility right now. Like, this could happen. I think this is more likely. This is extremely more likely right now. I wasn't sure we were going to do that when we did this. I wasn't feeling that. I was feeling much more conservative targets, which we're there. We nailed them. And look, I mean, we hit that 57. We hit the 56. I mean, we hit the 51. We hit the 56. Now we're looking at the extension target up here. Things are getting wild. Things are getting wild. Anyway, I digress. So be prepared. Scout motto, be prepared. Be prepared for up, be prepared for down, be prepared to take action. Don't be married to your positions. Don't be like, I've got to keep this position. This is like, know where you're wrong. Like, put some alert. Like, you can actually throw alerts on here. If you have a paid account, you can throw an alert on here. You're like, and then come in here and edit it like so. And you say like, hey, if SPX gets to this, click the wrong button. I'm just making this up, like right there. And you can say, I mean, you write yourself whatever note you want. All right. And they'll sit here and work. So you can just save that. It'll sit there. If SPX, and it reminds you, like it's kind of like having a note on the wall. All right. Plan A, plan B, plan G, Q, X, Y, and Z. I mean, what if the stock market just does this? That'd be crazy. Flatlines. I don't think it's possible, but it could. I mean, everything's possible, but I don't think it would do that, but it's possible. All right. Looks like S&P opened a little flat. Let's jump into the futures, kind of see what's been cooking overnight. And this is S&P 500 futures. A little bit of pullback, sitting here, consolidating under the roadmap line on the 15 minutes. Looks like we pulled back into the 30 minutes and even the 1 hour, if I remember correctly. Close, not quite the 1 hour. So we definitely hit the 30-minute. Can we get the bounce and go higher? That's the big question here. NQ, I feel like this one's a little more important, and we did hit the 1 hour on the NQ. Why do I think this is more important? Because this one is shy of the target right here. We have not hit that upside target. Right there is the move. That's what I'm expecting to happen. Russell here. You see my conflicting head and shoulders patterns. I don't know which one's going to play out here. You tell me. We may just go up and hit this, head and shoulders notwithstanding here. We may just complete this measure bounce or roadmap line bounce, excuse me, off the daily chart. Just zoom it up here. So we did the bounce back here. We fired off the entry here. Draw in red. We fired off the entry here. Retraced. Pull up. Retraced. Target's right there. 2360 basically. Now, that's the high probability target. It's the pattern that I've been talking about and following. If you turn this on, 88, almost 89% of the time with a prop factor of 6, but only 9 closed trades. So that's something to watch out for, right? It's more likely to go up than it is to fail, but there's only 9 trades, so statistical population-wise, it doesn't make me feel the best. So that's why I'm not putting all the eggs in going higher, but we may very well do this. And then we've got to set up the correction. So we get an initial move down, we get a 618 retrace, and then we set up for the big flush. The big flush. So that's what we got right now. That's what we're cooking. All right. There's the possibility we break on out. We go make a new high, higher than this high over here. That's possible. I don't think it's extremely likely at the moment, just based on the fact that this is all very overlapping and corrective type price action. Why do I say that? If you're new here, I hone in on this over and over and over. But when you get a high and a low, and then you get the next high and you get the next low, and that low overlaps that high, you skip one, then you get the next one over here, and the next one, and this low and that high overlapping. I mean, there's just all the overlap, and this happens over here. You get a move up, you get the move down, you get the move up, you get the move down. Those highs overlapped, and then this low overlapped that high. All right, that's what I'm saying. Overlapping price action. When your highs and lows, when you skip one, you get the move up, you get the retrace, you get the move up, you get the retrace. When this one and this one cross over each other, that's overlap. All right, skip the two in the middle. When I talk about overlapping, nasty corrective type of price action, that's what I'm talking about. That's unreliable stuff, all right? That can surprise you and rip your account. That's the kind of trades I'm not too fond on. I like the stuff that's clear. When we're getting trending moves, we get a move up, we get a retrace, we get a new move up, we get a retrace. This high and this low do not cross each other. That means we're getting continuation, more than likely. That's the good stuff. Good stuff, all right? That's the ones I'm looking for. That's the ones that make me the money. If you had an aha moment, if I just said something you've never heard or never thought about before, or it just became clear, let me know in the chat. Love to. I'm trying to say it different ways all the time to try to hit it home with everybody. Oil still consolidating down here. We had a surprise build and pop down. This kind of sets the stage that we just overlapped. I was saying that 72, like that thing I was just talking about. So we got the move up, the retrace, the move up, the retrace just overlapped that prior high. That creates a problem that we could go down. All right, this just now became overlapping and nasty. Unreliable. Can't really predict which way it's going to go next. Ugh, that's frustrating. I was hopeful that oil was done doing this, but nope. More crap on oil. GC, dang, this is, what a wicked move. So we've got the potential to go up here. We did this retrace. That was the low. This is the high. Use your fib tool, 2-point fib tool. Right there, 2-point tool, looks like that. That's the 0.1, that's 0.2. Target 27.20. Right there, we broke above the 618 yesterday. There's the target, right there. Beautiful move. Beautiful move, but beautiful potential. I wasn't sure we were going to do it, but here we go. Here we go, rocking and rolling. Bitcoin. Don't anybody talk about it. Shh. I mean, not superstitious, but I am superstitious. You start talking about it, it's probably going to fail. There's the target, 77. Got this resistance. Got to break above. That's where we're going. We do that, it's probably going to start making new highs. Hey, Ted, good to see you. Frank, Joseph, good to see everybody. As always. Ethereum. Roadmap line coming up hot. Coming in hot. Right here. Right here. Break through that. Right up in here. DXY just pushing. Big, and we may go up to this resistance zone and retest right up in here. That as we push through the roadmap line, that becomes more likely. Then we'll retest. If we can hold, we may go up again. But if we break through, probably going lower low. NKD, man, look at that. Slam back down yesterday. Ouch. Or I guess that was Monday. Tuesday. Oh, that's Tuesday. There it is. Golly. This time of year gets me. I'm lucky to still have a voice. And take allergy medicine like crazy. Anyway, took like 3 different kinds this morning. So what's the pattern here? You see it? Big red candle. Big red candle. Smaller, but big red candle. What was the result? Move up. Move up. Move up. Probably going up here. Probably. Now, the warning sign, roadmap line. Break that. First warning. Next warning, break this. This zone right here, 35. That's why I've got an alert right there. Break that. Probably going to make a lower low than this over here in August and look ugly. We pushed right into the uptrend of lows. But we did that here. Well, we've made the uptrend of lows. We tested it here. Testing it here. Looks like the push up. So still upward bias. We still crossed, we still closed above all the resistance over here. Closed above it. Set the stage to go higher. We're just getting a little retrace. So that's the things to watch. Watch the support. We start breaking it. That's your warning sign. That's the warning sign. JB Hunt, gainers and decliners for today. JB Hunt popping on some smoking hot earnings right there. Very nice. But getting a red candle, and we're still stuck when you just zoom out. It's been in a sideways consolidation for a couple of years now. What do I expect? Maybe a rally up to 210 and then back to 150. I mean, it's like a 60-point range, but it's just stuck in this range. Been stuck in this range for 3 years. Coin. Initial sign. Things are about to get spicy. Up through the roadmap line. We get up through the 618. It's game on, baby. Probably add more position to my position. My actual preferred way to play right now. This one, which is lagging a little bit. Lagging a little bit. There's the roadmap line. Got to pull. This is not updated for some reason. Pull it down to that low. So our 618 line. Sit up here at these tops. Here's the initial. That'd be an initial aggressive entry right there. If you don't have exposure, how would I do it? Shares, baby. Because look, that's like 35, all right? Just getting to the roadmap line is 60. What's the target? There's the targets. All right, this is the kind of money you can make playing options, but it's on 2x leveraged on coin. And this is, you got to make the choice if this is right for you. Do not let me influence you into doing this. If you're sitting here going, if you got FOMO, if you're like, oh man, I got to make a ton of money on this, buy one share. I'm serious. More opportunities will come along, all right? If you're sitting here thinking, I'm going to load the boat, I'm going to put so much money on this. I mean, and certainly if you're thinking, well, if it's going to be that good, I'm going to play options. Like, do not, like, seriously, do yourself a favor, buy one share. Put 30 bucks on it if you got 30 bucks to spare, and just watch it. Watch how this works. You may watch me lose my money. Crypto could fail. This could go lower. If you're in options, you could watch it go up into a dumpster fire and be crying that your account burned up. All right? Leverage cuts both ways. Be careful. MSTR keeps popping, but we hit the targets, so be careful. Like I said, Bitcoin can keep moving up, and this can come right back down. I'm still holding my 10 shares that I bought over here before the split. But this can come right back down before we go again. BRDX is a nasty dumpster fire chart. Look at all these reverse splits. There's one. There's one. There's one. 80 for one. Holy moly. Holy moly. 25 for one. Golly. I can't even do the multiplier on that. 80 plus 20, 80 times 25. I mean, come on. This is so nasty. I would not even touch that with your money. I wouldn't touch it with money in front of the street. ATNF. Not more, like another dumpster fire. Those two are dumpster fires. Stay the fudge away. I mean, look at this thing. It's probably going to come right back down. Supposedly this happened yesterday on no news. Just 1,500% up and probably going to come right the fudge back down. I mean, it was on the biggest losers list. I mean, just be careful on these things. Biotech is probably, it may be the most dangerous thing I know of. Here's 3x bulls on banks. Banks have been doing pretty stellar on their earnings. Rocking and rolling. Target B 127. Look at Morgan Stanley. And right up to the targets. Beautiful. Going for the extension at 120. Did it tag it? What's the high today? 119.66. That was basically it. It might go again, but that was basically the target. And where was I? Aspen aerogels. What a weird product. So the target up here, 33.94 TCS. That has done. Potential roadmap line bounce. That is a high priced thing. Very high. Be careful. Could be set up once we get above that 4,400 to go to 46 or 4,700, right up in there. Yeah, DPST, I just talked about that one, 127. MVCR, skipping around a little bit. Novacure, more biotech med specialty. I just stay away. Like it's got a significant gap over here. That's going to be resistance, and I'm surprised there's no reverse splits in here, but it's the kind of chart that looks like it would produce some, so be careful. If this goes back down in the single digits, we'll probably reverse split it. Morgan Stanley, as I said, up in the target zone. MSTU, this is 2x leverage on Monster. MicroStrategy, excuse me. 2, got Monster on the brain. 2x leverage on MicroStrategy. So if MSTR retraces, this is going back down in a 2x leverage type of way. So MSTR already trades, MicroStrategy already trades like leverage Bitcoin, even though it's not. And then this is leverage on leverage, leverage on that play. So watch out for that. Dominion Energy. Looks like a lower time frame bounce. 4 hour. Yeah, there you go. So we had the high right there. We had the low right there in the roadmap line. Upside potential, probably like 59, almost 60. Hey, Tom, thank you for becoming a supporter. I appreciate it. And thank you for becoming a channel member. And this one right here, the last little bounce, right up into targets. This is life science biotech stuff. Yeah, I always warn, when we're seeing a bunch of biotech, things are getting weird. So this is 3x leverage on biotech right here. That's what we got cooking. This is not really performing either. This kind of tells you the environment we're in. It tells me the environment we're in, like where the market's kind of picking some, it's gambling basically. I mean, that's kind of how I'd put it. The market's just gambling. They're picking some winners and watch out. Watch out on this thing. That's a watermelon seed squeeze. It can pop up. It can pop down. More likely to pop down than pop up. But, yeah. All right. Let's keep rocking around. I'm skipping around a bunch. WVE. Yeah, that's the VS. Reverse split. Yep, right there it is. Reverse split. This dumpster fire stuff, baby. See, we were at $1 and now we're at 5. Like, people are just playing the casino, baby. And this isn't even biotech. This is just garbage. Reverse split on top of reverse split. Absolute garbage. Absolute, like, so, you know when the last time we saw stuff like this was 2021. We saw these gamma squeezes and these crazy moves that were happening. Wall Street Bets was blamed in large part by it, but honestly, I bet you there's some trader fund people that are actually behind this, doing this stuff, coordinated squeezes, coordinated pops, trying to get retail money sucked into these. Stay away. I'm telling you, stay away. It's coming right back down as fast as it goes up. FSLR, don't get sucked in. Potentially breaking down, going lower, even though it was on the poppers list this morning. NXPI. Hey, Slidge, good to see you. This is biased down, bouncing off the roadmap line, down here to 217, ADI. So we have this set up to go higher. We fired off all the way back over here. We did the retrace, just kind of churning, sitting here. If we can break through, we're going right up here. That's the target, 250, right there. Just not keen on the consolidation in here. Not keen on this overlappy consolidation thing, but it doesn't negate the pattern working. So even though I don't like that, it doesn't mean it won't hit the target. All right, it has the high probability setup. Sometimes they take a while to work out. This one, prime example. If it pulls up, come on now. There we go. And this one basically fired off back, right here, really. I got in aggressively over here. Fired off right here. Retraced. Popped up. Came up shy. Back to retracing. Popping up. Want to see it break on through and just get to the target. Come on. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Probably got to get through this current consolidation first, but in the market. Yeah, that 400 area is what I'm expecting. Right there. So, click too many times. STEC. Wow. Sandtech. Investment manager. I deal with a Sandtech. The reason I paused, I deal with a Sandtech, but that they're not investment managers, I don't think. I don't think it's the same one. Or it could be, I guess. What do they own? What do they do? What do they do? Nah, that's too new. Too new. That's gonna be a different Sandtech. All right. VST. Set the target. We could get a retrace here. Be careful. LABU, like I said, that's kind of messing around in the middle. USD. Watch for that to retrace. I'm just curious here. SYF. Synchrony Financial. That had earnings today, I think it was. Yep. Right to the target. Played out. TSM. Target is 203. We can get there. ARM. There's major resistance. Major resistance right there at 160. If we break through, we could head on up. Upside target 210. If we reject it, break down through the roadmap line. Down. I'm kind of downward biased until we have a strong feeling we're going to fill this gap, because this is kind of like an IPO thing. IPOs don't tend to start out very strong. This may continue some strength for a little while, and then we get the weakness. Eventually, I think we're going to make... I don't think this was the low. I just got this feeling. Seen this play out before. This is what ARM kind of reminds me of right here. So this started out really strong, and we IPO'd down here, 45, rallied up, got that 230, very similar, right? And then came down, kind of filled the gap, went lower, right? And then went up again, didn't quite make the high, and then went down and made much lower lows. Much lower lows. So this is the warning for ARM right here, okay? Even though it looks kind of spicy now, they never play out exactly the same. ARM kind of playing out kind of spicy, but I think eventually we're going to be down here sometime in the future. I think sometime we're going down here. SC, just pushing on up, pushing on up. Make sure you have your seatbelt fastened and exit plan in mind. This is probably going to retrace at some point here. Might find one of these little highs is probably going to result in a pullback. Just matters where we hit the big selling. There's probably going to be some sellers come in one of those levels, and then we get a nice size pullback, and then you can potentially load up for the next move if it doesn't just break down. Now, this one was supposed to report earnings this morning, but oops, we accidentally put them on our website yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning, and we're right down to the target. Look at that. Sometimes I get lucky. We bounced off the roadmap line here, and here, and here we are. Am I buying today? Absolutely not. Giant red candles that just cut your arm off and keep dropping. We can keep doing this. This could bust through the bottom of the screen. Got to find support. That was a target area. If we go to the bottom of the box, That's okay too. I'm going to look for a reversal pattern. I've traded this before, made lots of money, lots of monies. So I'll watch for watch for a reversal pattern, but it's not there yet. Drug, like I said, watch out for this to come. Now we may spike it even higher, but we're probably coming back down. Probably coming back down. One time or another, we're probably coming back down to this dollar area. Right back down. Just saying. IBKR. Daniel, it's not a request show, my man. That's 30 minutes of awesome. On Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, I do request shows. Interactive brokers. Ooh, missing on the top, beating on the bottom. If you ever hear somebody talk about that, that's earnings are the top number. Revenue is the bottom number. And they've got it drawn right there. Earnings, top number, earnings, bottom number, revenue. When you click them, I mean, that's pretty much almost anybody that breaks it out. Earnings on top, revenue on the bottom. So beating on the top, missing on the bottom. That's what that means. All right. This missed on the top, beat on the bottom. And if they miss on top and bottom, that means they missed both. If they beat on top and the bottom, they beat on both. So that looks likely to retrace back to the roadmap line after hitting that extension there. And moving on, next up, we don't have that many more targets here, or many. We only got 2 more. And then I've got a bonus trade, but I didn't put it on here for some reason. And OMC, got the upside, the downside, and right at the resistance. That can be it. That can be played out. That was the 1618. That can result in a retrace back to this zone right there. CF, I would expect that to retrace there. Finish it up. And that also becomes very overlappy, so I'd be cautious on that one. And oh, there's the bonus trade right there. TGT. So check it out. Target has a new potential entry. 160.69 with an upside potential of $10 based on the close from yesterday. Has a historical win rate of 79% on 43 trades since 1969. Why did I put this on the list? Because I like that right there. Even though the profit factor is kind of a little bit marginal here. I mean, it's kind of negative profit factor, really, when you look at it. The losses are bigger than the wins. But target's already been beat down and coming out of some stuff. Plus, it's not just the pattern for 160. We have the bigger pattern here. Look for the bigger move, potentially up to 200. 193 on just this bounce right there. Getting close to firing it off. Now, the one that actually fired off, we gotta zoom down. Gotta zoom down, zoom up. Looking at the chart real quick. That high, see the big red candle, that low right there. That's the ones we're looking for. That high right there. So this is the pattern it picked up. That high, this low right there, that low doji, shooting star, whatever you want to call it. Hammer, I don't know. There was the entry. You're actually a little better today because we're pulling back just slightly. Here's the target, right there. Right there. There's the official numbers, 170.69. Stop below 143.67. So that's target for you. If you want another bonus trade, I put one on X that's different than this one with different statistics, different numbers. Right there. That's the platform formerly known as Twitter. If you like, how do I even get there? Go to my channel homepage and look at the links that I have pinned to my channel homepage, or search it on Discord. So, or you can just go to X and search for Jeffrey Turnmeyer. I mean, that's a possibility too, but right there. So these usually take about 61 trading days. How long is that? How long is 61 trading days? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. World may never know. All right, there's 47 trading days. 61 is basically 90 calendar days, 3 months. So this may take 3 months. It may take 6 months to play out right there. That would be the standard length of time to get to that point right there. The average length of time. Can go faster than that. We could get there in a couple days. It could go slower than that. It could be out here, middle of next year. Right there. Break above the low. We're hitting the target. That's the only two conditions that in the trade. And like I said, we have the bigger upside potential. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even thrown this in here. This is a measured bounce. That's the target, 234. It could go explosively higher. That's why I like this trade. And I don't think I have exposure yet, but I may play some shares on this baby. May play a couple shares. All right. If you take it, and if it works or it doesn't work, let me know in the future, whenever it plays out. And bias for the day. Not liking this. I'm not liking the weakness we started out with. Quite honestly. Let's jump down in here and look at what we got cooking. We're pushing through some support here. Let's go back out. Let's just remove some stuff. All right. Here's what we got. I'm going to go through some analysis really quickly. If you want to hang out, stay, you want to learn this, cool. If you want to jet, that's fine too. I'm going to do a couple things here and try to break down something for you really quickly. Now this looks like a wave 1 up. This looks like 5 waves. This looks like a 3 down. The proportions on it, not perfect, but we did get to a 50%. That qualifies as a 1-2. All right, that can be a 1-2. That looks pretty good. Now, gotta do the investigation on the next move. So far, we've come up shy. So this probably is working on the 3. Now, that could have been finished on the 3. That could be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that may just be wave 1 of 3. Like this could have been, this could just be wave 1 of 3. How do we know? Well, this little pullback here, if it comes down to 56.50, and this is probably the wave 1. This will be the wave 2. We'll get a 3, 4, 5, and this will be the wave 1. This will be the wave 2. This will be wave 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3, 4 of 3, 5 of 3. Then we'll get 4 of 3 and 5 of 3. So how big could this get? It's gonna get pretty big. Watch this. Hold my beer a second. This is gonna get crazy. So with it, I would usually do this with Motive Wave that automatically throws my fibs on here. So wave 3. If that's wave 1 of 3, 3 of 3 will probably go. This is gonna get wild. Up here. 4 of 3, probably back to here. 5 of, well, let me be a little more conservative here. 4 of 3. Yeah. 5 of 3. Nope, wrong thing. Undo. Not the thing I wanted. Not the, give me just the line. Here we go. No, that was not the line. Ones and 5s tend to be similar. Oh, yeah. So then we got a wave 4 retrace. Takes a while. You see, we're already out into January 25. And then echo wave 1. And we top out at 68. Holy moly. That's crazy. That was the number I said earlier, remember? 68, when I was just messing around on the S&P chart. For those of you still here, see how that worked? Isn't that crazy? That might be the path. So this pullback may go back to 56, 50, 56, 60. This pullback we're in right now. Now, if we don't do that, it kind of negates this analysis I just did. But if this happens, that could be the potential outcome right there. That would be ramping up into like possibly Q1, Q2 next year, like I was saying. And that would be the top. That would be the top. That would be it, probably. And then we're going to do this. All right. So rainy day, maybe later. As I told Goose, even though things seem extended right now, the pattern is not full. The pattern gets full when we do this. We still have the rest of this to do, potentially. And that's what I'm looking for. All right. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll be back again. Same bad time, same bad channel tomorrow morning. Coming back at you again. And hope you have a great day. If you got questions, I'll be in Discord. If you want to get in Discord, links in the description. $5. Buy the market roadmap. You come hang out in Discord, talk to me. I'll answer questions. You got to tag me though. And if you're like, I don't want to use Discord. Sorry, you can leave comments down below, whatever. I'll do my best to respond. Have a great day, everybody.